Alright, so we're watching Christisking playing Winston on Blizzard World. This is, it says Plat 1, but also Diamond 1, so I'm not actually sure, but I'll read the text. I need some tips and tricks on how to improve. I ranked back up to Diamond 1 that same day, but it's hard to climb with Monkey. Either I can't find anyone who likes to play with a Winston player, especially on console, everyone hates him. I swap tanks and we still lose, and my team scapegoats me for playing Monkey. The game before this one I had 26,000 damage with Zarya and 40 limbs, and we still lost. The Soldier and finished with 10,000 damage, blame me for not going Rhine. Nobody picks good healers half the time. Nobody goes die with me. No one is in chat since this game is so damn toxic. My positioning use of abilities is mastered on Winston. I could really use some help here. I was top 500 last season, but it put me back in plat this season. I need a GM Winston to help me or something. Skill tier currently Diamond 1. So I don't know if this is a Diamond 1 or Plat 1 game. That's definitely a big difference. This is also going to be on console, clearly. So if you weren't aware, there's a really significant skill gap between the tiers in console versus PC. From what I have heard / seen, it's at least a whole division, like, Diamond to Plat, Plat to Gold, and so forth, if not more than that. That being said, I mean, if you're top 500 in console, it's still impressive. So you're still clearly one of the best console players on whatever your console version is. Okay, so for starters, looking at the rest of this text, this is fairly toxic. I mean, you there's like a lot of attitude problems, I would say here. You're like, blaming other people on your team for not playing around you, which is ironic because you could easily say, why aren't you playing around them, right? If they're playing non-dive heroes, why are you playing dive, right? You're blaming them for not going dive, but they could blame you for going brawl, for not going brawl, for example. Just something to think about. Like, you're both equally to blame here, and there's a lot of like, I have quote unquote mastered my abilities on Winston, which is an incredible statement to say. Even when I was playing Winston at GM, I never felt like I mastered my abilities, and I felt like I could have gotten at least twice as good with more practice. So I would be shocked if I see things here when I'm like, oh yeah, like there's clearly mechanically nothing you could have done differently in Winston here. So I'm probably going to be pretty critical of you when you're playing Winston in terms of any mechanical mistakes. So I think probably biggest thing is like attitude adjustment. Just be humble, think about what you can do to play better, and let's just roll this and see what's going on. Okay, for starters, looking at your lineup, obviously you're playing Winston. You have two hitscan DPS, Cassidy and Ashe, not diving with you, but that's okay, right? I don't think it's necessarily you have to have dive with you. You just play a little differently. You can't be quite as aggressive and expect to run over the opposing team. Lucio can sort of play with you. Obviously, you see Lucio all the time in Owl, but they're so coordinated that it's used in a very different respect. And then Moira, who's not a great healer for you, admittedly. But I think my perspective when I play with Moira is you jump in, you do some damage, you jump back to the Moira, you get healed, and then that's your gameplay loop, right? You cycle like that continually versus expecting to stay in there like you could with an Ashe or even a Kiriko. Alright, coming out the gate. For some reason you're slow. I'm not really sure why you're slow, but that's fine. Right, your team gets a pick right away, so great. So this should be easily one fight. I think this is a good jump, right? I think that you're staying on high ground. You don't necessarily know the entire team comp. The D.Va split from the team. I think you're being aggressive, and then you recognize, hey, the D.Va split from the team. We're already 5-on-4. I can keep going here and just keep walking into them. I think this is the right call. I don't think backing out there was the right call, right? You're basically full health and you still have bubble. I don't know why you don't continue pressing this. You're zapping 3 people right now, so you're doing 180 damage a second, and your team is right behind you. I think you bubble and keep pushing the advantage here, force the D.Va to come into you, and then after that, assuming you can stay healed, I'd probably jump on high ground over here, and then the fight is won. So I think this is a mistake right now to not keep pushing your advantage. Okay, rotate. Okay, so still same general idea, right? A little slower than I would have expected. Again, I think you could have basically just won the fight right there, but this is okay, right? This bubble is not great, right? The only person you're really fighting here is the Baptiste, and he wasn't really putting shots in on you consistently. I think you could have saved bubble a little longer here. Just not really needed versus like a huge problem. You're zapping the D.Va, which I don't think is the right call here. I know the D.Va's already low, but like she's got Matrix up, so she's not taking any more damage from the team. You're not gonna be a killer. The Baptiste is shooting her, right? The Lucio is here. I think you just stay on the Baptiste or go after the Lucio, right? Even forcing the Baptiste to just pay attention to you is valuable because you're doing it. Alright.
Let's come together, team.
So definitely don't die here. put another bubble down, which I don't know that you really needed. Your team is carrying that right now, by the way. Not really you, but your Ashe is absolutely carrying. That was not perfect trafficking, by the way. Okay, fight's won. So I think you kind of you should just kind of go early here, right? You can't. They're not really gonna be set up, because you just killed the D.Va. Like you should just kind of be pushing the advantage really quickly. So back when you're here, right, I would have immediately jumped up top because there's no risk to you right now, Like there's no reason to slow this down. You want to try to get damage into these, build ult charge, potentially get a pick, right? Now that you've waited, the team has been able to set up and start moving forwards. All right, you lose to the guys. Unfortunate, but doesn't really matter because the card's still moving. Lose will get back pretty soon. But you should remember you're 4 and 5 right now. See, this now is a bad dive, okay? So you jump on top, but everyone can see you. They have a bunch of hit scan heroes. You can take a ton of damage here, feed them ult charge for nothing. Like, no value here, jumping, like, in here. I think you have to either get to this corner, right, and then get over here, or, right, if you know they're playing close enough, you can go left and then jump onto them. But jumping up here is not going to help you, right? Or you could jump here and scout and not take nearly as much damage. So, yeah, I mean, think about it. You're going to start taking some poke damage. So, one of the issues is also when you peek this, right? So, you're still missing 50 health, which seems like it's not a big deal, but that's 50 health of armor, so it actually is a bigger deal. You really want to have all of your health before you dive. Little things like that can make a big difference. You should have just kept getting all your healing, because now you're already down to 400, and you've done nothing, right? You just fed, 150 plus health worth of ult charge for nothing, right? What did you accomplish there? Nothing, right? You should be looking for more opportunities to dive. This is tricky. So you dive here, but the problem is their whole team is set up that all 5 of them, even with bubble, can collapse on you. And after this bubble breaks, what is your plan, right? Like, they have enough people that they can potentially blow up this bubble or just come in here and kill you. Your team is still around the corner. This dive is way too early. If you jumped here and set up, that would be great, okay? But diving right here, I think this is a super bad call, and I don't think you're going to accomplish very much. Right? You get bumped out, do a bunch of damage, right? Widow gets a kill. And you might think, okay, like, is that your fault that the Widow killed somebody? Yes and no, right? Like, obviously, you can't be there, like, dodging for your Cassidy, but you can be there putting pressure on the Widow, okay? If the Widow sees that you're staged over here, the Widow has to be aware that that's possibly a problem, right? If you jump, when the cart was still here, if you jumped here, by the time your cart's hitting the corner, you would have had your cooldown to be able to jump on the Widow, and then this shot never would have happened. As a tank, that's just your job, right? Your job is to be there to disrupt the enemy team, and you did nothing to stop. Like, let's watch from the Widow perspective, okay? We'll roll this back. All right, Widow's hanging out here. Okay, she sees you. Not really a threat, right? Waiting. Misses. Gets a shot. What did you do to stop this Widow from doing anything? Nothing. You did literally nothing. Right? You just sat down here, zapping a Junkrat for like 30 damage, blew a bubble, used your jump cooldown for nothing. You got no value. Right? So as a tank, your job is to make space, right? To allow people to move safely, and you did not do that. I would also expect as a DPS, like turning this corner, that you would be contesting high ground here, because that's your job. You did nothing here, and so you're very much at fault for the fact that that Widow got killed. Right? Now you finally go in the Widow. So, quote-unquote, master the mechanics. So this is really important, is that you miss this melee kill, so you have to chase it slightly further. Okay? So I'm going to play it back real slow so we can see this. Alright, you slam. Okay, melee. Zap, 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 zap. Okay, you even miss it completely. So, and that's a big deal, right? Because then you see how you have to follow, and then you have to drop, and now you're going to die for this. Should die for this? Yeah, you die for this, right? Like, that's such a little thing. You missed a point-blank melee. Like, that can't be happening. And if you just stayed high ground, you never would have died, right? 100% your fault. That's, I think, unacceptable. Like, in PC at GM, or even, I would say, Masters, there's no way someone makes that mistake. Zero chance. They get the kill 95% of the time. With 5% of the time, they don't get the kill, they don't drop, so they don't die for it. Alright, this dive is okay, right? Again, I think you need to think about whether or not you really need to pursue this BAP to get the kill. Because their team is going to be coming out of spawn here, right? Like, this can be pretty scary. I think I wasn't following the fight up to here, so I think that maybe you can't get punished for this. But I'm surprised, because I feel like as the D.Va here, the D.Va could just fly and kill you. So I think this is a little sketchy. I think it's okay to just already separate the BAP, and I think that you just want to get out of this. Alright. You that. I don't think jumping into the Junkrat is a good idea. The Junkrat can easily kill you. You're 350 health. I think that's two left clicks and a right click, right? And then you're dead. He can kill you so fast here. I mean, the Junkrat is bad, so thankfully you take one hit there. Super lucky. You're right. It's like, I don't know what this low health diva is doing here. Alright, so you have Primal here. Definitely thinking about Primal. You don't want to be taking spam, right? You see the Widow. Then you can jump over here just to push the Widow back, which I think is fine, right? Don't over pursue, right? Now this is over pursuit. Okay, this fight should not be happening. This fight should 100% not be happening. What is the point here, right? You have 4 people right here. The card's already moving. Remember, when you're an attack hero, okay, if the card is moving, you are winning the game. As a general rule, you don't need to be forcing resources or taking risks if the card is moving. Only when they contest the card, right, or contest your hero's ability to move the card forwards, that's when you need to do something. This fight over here is really bad for a number of reasons. Number 1, you're in a lot of danger. Number 2, your Moira follows you, afraid, because it recognizes you're in a lot of danger, and forces ultimate. This is a coalescence that could be used over here to win the next team fight, but instead, it's being popped back here. Now, I'm going to guess that you might even go ahead and try to pop Primal here, which would be a massive mistake. A huge mistake. But yeah, everything going on here, you're wasting resources, you're wasting your Moira's ultimate, right? Like, you're taking damage, you're feeding ult charge for nothing. This fight doesn't matter at all. Right, now you jump in. You're definitely thinking that you can use Primal to get out of this, okay? 2 people on your team have died. Now this fight is extra meaningless. Your goal should just be to get out. You don't want to be fighting this at all. Like, you notice how nobody's dying. You know what I mean? You're just feeding ult charge, both from the damage you take and the damage you deal. Both of those things are feeding ult charge to the enemy, and they're going to build their ultimates because of this. Right, still going at the back. Like, you have no chance of killing them. You're not even close. Right? Even if you kill them here, your team's already died, so the card's not going to move. Right? And then you're dead. Great. What did you accomplish there? You wasted, right? You wasted your Moira ulti. Okay, I even want to rewind this to look at what their ult charge situation is. Okay, so you're going right now, right? So the Sigma is at 35%. Sigma just switched, so this is a big deal, right? By the time this finishes, the other people have ulti. They don't even need to use it against you, right? By the time this finishes, the Sigma's up to 65%. So you fed a third of your ult charge to him for nothing. You didn't build any ulti, right? Because you already had ultimate. This is just terrible ult economy and decision making. Really bad decision making. So, I think everything that happened there was okay, right? I think that, again, when I'm point blank with a Widow like that, I jump because I don't want to make the headshots easier. It's a rare time where jumping is actually the right call, but like, as Winston, you can't really dodge it any other way. So I think jumping at point blank is a good idea. Alright, so you're still staying on the Widow here. Okay, you have Primal. You jump, land. Okay, I think this is good, right? You swing, you miss, you jump over, you miss again. Okay, so you just missed basically 120 plus damage right there, right? So 130 damage, right? So impact landing is 50 damage, H swing is 40 damage. You could have landed 2 swings and impact for 120 damage. You missed all of it there, right? So again, going backwards. So let's play this. Zap, 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 zap. Okay, your is pretty close, by the way. I think at higher levels, you'd already be dead. I would never wait this long to pop ulti, because then you just die. You melee, that's good. You land. Oh! Okay, yeah. You land first, and then you pop ulti. Okay, so you're good. So you should do left. You swing once, twice, land, and she's dead. Okay? So she grapples, and you see you miss. Right? You missed this swing. So the first swing you couldn't, she grappled. That's fine. Okay? So you missed this swing. That's 40 damage. Right? So that's a big deal because she's low already. I guess you do land. Okay, so that's 50 damage right there. Okay, so that's critical 40 damage that you didn't get. But that's okay. But you have to aim further down. That's one of the best tips I saw for Winston, for Primal, is that usually you will over-aim them. Like, you aim over their heads, aim down. Okay? You miss one hit there. Okay, so one of the things to think about is, like, what's your goal here? Who are you trying to kill? Well, the key thing here is I'm trying to push in this situation with lamp up. You can't kill anybody here. So I want to land right here and knock my Sigma forward, which basically guarantees that he's going to die. Then I want to knock this Junkrat into the room and kill him. That's 2 kills right away. The fight's 1, and then you probably win the game. or win the round. Alright, so lots of missing, right? You're just kind of spamming in the air. Okay, great. They're moving into the room. Easy. Right? Now you're trapped. Right? They pop beat. That's okay, right? They pop beat. It is what it is, right? That's what supports do. So you don't pursue this fight, right? You don't want to keep feeding ult charge to the Junkrat, especially to have Tire. This is a bad idea. Really bad idea. See how low you're getting, right? You're in a tiny room. They basically can't miss you. Right? You're going to get absolutely shredded. So all in all, I don't think you did a lot with that Primal, okay? I think definitely if you're a better player, you would have juggled and killed the Widow, right? If you land that one hit, she goes backwards, you walk into her, you kill her, instead of letting the Widow live here, right? And then you got Trap. Trap, I just understand. Like, I didn't even see the Trap, and I was watching in 0.25x speed. But not a great Primal. Okay, so let's rewind this and see what happens. Okay, you try to get out of it, you get lifted, something like this. Alright, you die. Great reset. Alright, so you're down your Moira right now. Is this really the time to be forcing this fight? I don't think so. I mean, the only reason to be taking this fight is either to build ulti or to force out their ultis. But they don't have ultis because they just popped everything in the previous fight, right? You already saw beat and you saw Flux, right? Sigma ulti. So I don't want to be taking this fight. And yeah, like Cassie's up there, but I don't think I really want to be doing anything here. Like maybe you just like zap some right clicks, but you wait for your board to come back because you're not going to win this fight otherwise. Right? Okay, so I mean your team has decided to go in now, partially because you have decided to go in. So it is 4-5. So we'll see if this pans out. I think at higher levels it doesn't work, but Sigma dies. That's honestly just a misplay by them. So thinking about target priority here. I think the Widow kind of grabs away. Yeah, so you kind of lose people here, right? So let's go back here. So this is kind of a critical moment. I think I want to jump and I want to land probably right here, right? And then bubble such that the bubble kind of like isolates the Baptiste and then zap to 3. And then once these two move away, I zap and I kill the Baptiste. I think that is what I would be thinking here. Right? But you're kind of late on this jump. Like you have it the whole time. You're kind of late on the jump, and then you lose track of the discorded Baptiste, right? Remember how I was saying like I would focus on the Baptiste? So let's roll this back and watch from above because I think it's harder to view it from your perspective. Okay, so we'll play this out. All right, Sigma's dead. Great. So again, focus on the Baptiste right here, right? The Baptiste is discorded, he's already low, you slam, and then you see how the Baptiste goes flying over there, and you do not follow, right? And then you zap open space here. This is a big deal, because you 100% would have killed the Baptiste if you just been zapping the whole time. So, big mechanical mistake on someone who was allegedly mastered Winston mechanics. I think you're super low here, right? Because your Moira's not there. I would take this opportunity. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? I think that you're zoning here, but I would be very careful not to die here. Like, that's the number one thing is do not die here before your Moira gets back, which could include potentially jumping back here, getting healing, and then coming back in 5 seconds. But something to think about. I think ultimately you're still going to convert this. Yeah, you're good. So overall, I mean, I'd grade you B at best on an A to F scale for how well you played on attack. Right? Definitely, I think your team ended up doing a lot of carrying. I can't really think of any times where I felt like you made an incredibly good play. I think you did okay for Winston. Like, you generally have an idea what you're supposed to do, and you're not like suiciding, but definitely a lot of suboptimal play out of this. Yes. So Winston on defense, right? Always kind of tricky and interesting, but the most important tip I always think of is how do I get in there without using my jump? Because if I use my jump to get in, I can't use my jump to get out, which puts me at enormous risk. Alright, so Zen gets picked. I mean, again, this happens, right? Like, Blizzard World is a very sniper-friendly map. Just like, okay, so your soldier's inside. I think this is a very dangerous jump. You don't know what the team lineup is. You have no idea how many people are back here. This is super dangerous. For example, if I was the diva and I saw you do that, I would just fly in here behind you, wedge you in, and then you die. You 100% die right here. There's no way that you get out of this situation. I think this is a very risky. Playing Winston indoors like this is a very bad idea. Nobody helps Mercy because, you know, this is console flat or whatever. Again, nobody's healing the diva. I mean, you're making some good plays here, but I think that this shouldn't actually be happening. Now you're way over pursuing to try to kill this Baby Diva. Again, leaving Baby Diva alive is a good thing because then she's a farm ulti and then get ulti back. You usually do not want to kill Baby Diva. Alright, again, Ashe is really carrying you right now. Probably a mouse and keyboard player. I don't think you want to expose yourself too much up here. The reason being is that you don't want to take chip damage, and there's nobody who can heal this for you, right? They don't have an Ana, you have a Moira, and you have a Zen. So if you take damage up here, let's say you take 100 damage, you're never going to get that healed in time, right? Like, really, really big deal. I think you just, like, jump, like, from further back, peek a little bit, and then just kind of let them go in. Of course, the big opportunity here is just to step in once the Diva goes up, and to zap their backline, which I think you're already thinking about. Exactly. You don't really want to fight the soldier right now. The Diva has done what I said to do, which is try to boop you in, right? She misses it. But she honestly could just stop up there. The Diva's not nearly aggressive enough on you, right? If I'm Diva playing Winston, I'm thrilled because I can absolutely wreck you, right? You see the Widow's out of position? I don't know why you didn't jump sooner. You have jump, right? The second I see this, I'm already going. Like, even though I'm reloading, I'm going already because I know the reload's going to be done by the time I get there. Right? Big mistake, right? And now you give more time. And as a result, you know, they end up, you know, she ends up getting a shot at that she shouldn't have. I think jumping here is reasonable. I think the angle that you did this is not ideal. Right, there's 3 people up here. I want to land in a way that I can zap all 3 of them. Like, landing damage, great, but I think it's also important for me to actually make sure that I can zap all 3 of them, which could, for example, be landing over here and zapping all 3, or landing on the front side, making sure the soldier can't do anything, and then zapping all 3. I think landing right here is the worst spot because I'm not necessarily doing a ton of splash damage to all 3, right? I get, like, the soldier probably max damage, and Moira half, and Kiriko none, and I can't zap all 3 of them, right? Again, you're zapping, every single hero you do increases your damage by 60 damage a second. It's absolutely nuts. So, right here, you land, and you're only zapping the soldier. Right? Also, the soldier's the one who can get healed. Again, healers can easily out-heal Winston damage. There's no reason to be zapping the soldier. You really want to go for the supports, which has been a successful strategy so far. Okay? The soldier just ignores you. He's literally just running away from you. Again, if you landed in a better position, you landed right here and zapped all 3, it would have taken so much more time for the soldier to run around you to try to do something else. So I think this is definitely a mistake. Right? And then you bubble. What's this bubble for? Who's here? Nobody's here. What's this bubble for? It's crazy. Right? Again, now their team is trying to walk over your team because you just quite frankly aren't making enough space. Oh! Right? I think when you land here, you have to be thinking, I'm going to land on the soldier, which is going to bounce him, and I have to immediately, right, be walking, like steering to the left. Like while you're mid-air, you should be guiding to the left because you don't have enough ammo to finish this kill. So I have to, right? Again, I think you also don't kill him because you don't land directly on him, which I think would have killed him. Right? If we look at the soldier, let's look at his health, right? So 40, yeah. Yeah, you should have killed him there if you landed a better jump. You could see that the damage is not quite enough from when you land. Because there's 50 damage on a point blank impact, right? Right, so you did only 30 damage there when you landed. If that is from the impact. Oh no, I think the 30 was from the melee. Yeah, the 30 is from the melee. Yeah, you melee him right there. He has 10 health. And then you see your landing right there. Only did 7 damage to him. Right? Plus maybe like a healing tick, so like maybe like 17 damage to him. You should have killed the soldier right here, which is a big deal. God, this aim.
I'll be keeping the change.
Right, super lucky that your Ashe doesn't die here to the soldier. Okay, you jump for your Kiriko. This is basically just forcing Swift Step. I should already expecting, right? I already know the Kiriko's gonna have Swift Step and be ready to engage immediately. I think that when you're zapping down here, right? And she switched out, I immediately turn and go here because it's much faster to go from this way than it is from this way. Like this way, you have no idea where the Kiriko's gone, right? But if you zap, 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 and then she switches that turn around and immediately jump here, she dies. So I would say another mistake for sure, right? See, this is what you meant to do. This is what this is what you want to do, but you did it incorrectly. All right, you go for the Kiriko. Zap. I'm thinking in my head, she is going to swift step here, right? I would always assume she will swift step here. I know she's plenty of targets. Zap, 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 stop, turn around, do a 180, right? From here, do a 180, walk back up here, and then jump, right? Instead, you waste your time going down here, right? And now you're like, oh, I don't know where she is. Oh, look, I have no idea. Oh, now I try to chase her down. And look, super ineffective. And now I'm beating ult charge, right? And yeah, maybe I still get this kill. Okay, now you pop ulti, which is not ideal here. What are you gonna do with this ulti? Absolutely nothing. Quote unquote mastered Winston mechanics. You're just swinging at air a lot. This is an easy kill, right? I think for a Master's Winston, I think you kill him twice as fast. Tons of misses in the air there. I don't even know it's worth analyzing. Like, I feel like if you watch the video, it's very obvious you're missing a lot of swings there. And then you die. And then I think you get teabagged by the Widow. And you don't have primal, right? Your primal, you could have just died there, honestly. Like, it would have been the same impact. In fact, better, because you wouldn't have fed 1,000 health worth of ult charge, and, like, you would have gotten here sooner, right? Because you would have been dead earlier. You missed a melee right there, swift step. Right? Cool, I mean, your team's doing good. They just got 3 kills. Like, this is easy cleanup for you. That! I mean... like, you're trying to chase, you jump into the lamppost. Definitely not GM level play right there. I think you could have, by the way, you had the opportunity to do a low jump right there to get onto the diva. Right after you kill right here, you could do a low jump, right? Point down like this, jump, and you'll land right around here, and then you could have followed the diva out and potentially demacked her. So, big mechanical mistake, right? Why are you saving jump right now? No reason. And the diva may get away because of this. Alright. And the diva... Nope, she loses back. I think the Moira could have saved her. Right, you get a kill here, whatever. Like, stop pursuing. Like, you're walking to 4 people. Alright, you're going to scare your supports, and then they're going to pop resources to try to save you. I mean... Great that you're getting these kills. Again, I think at higher levels, I don't think this works. I just, pursuing this close to their spawn with 4 of them up, I don't think this is fine. You're over here, way too aggressive, right? Taking a ton of damage. Where are you planning on going? You do a terrible jump. You're probably going to think primal here. Yeah, you primal, this is a wasted primal, right? Who cares? Like, this primal's irrelevant. Like, this fight's already won. Whatever. It like, doesn't matter. Like, you kill these people, they're back in 10 seconds, right? If you kill people here, all you do is you delay the point for 10 seconds. You kill people all the way over here, right? And you buy 30 plus seconds for them to come back, right? Plus if they wasted any resources. They're not wasting anything right now other than 10 seconds of their time. And you're feeding a ton of ult charge. Right? See, the Moira doesn't care. The Moira just like, okay, whatever. Like, you can kill me. It's not a big deal. I mean, that's just bad mechanics. Super bad mechanics, okay? So you land here. So you land here on diva, okay? Then you jump right away, which means now you have no way to get out. Okay? Now Coalescence is up. Okay? It just... You take a lot of damage there for no reason. I guess you actually... Okay, you got to jump before Primal ended. Okay, so I'll give you credit for that. But beyond that, like, you just fed 400 damage for no reason. I think you'll find at higher levels is that those times where you think you can get kills, you don't actually end up getting kills. Like, you get a lot of kills because the other team is just, quite frankly, not very good. Like, these are not, like, high difficulty situations. Right, soldiers ulting, right? You just gotta get in front of them and zone him. Alright, go up the Kiriko. Why are you zapping here? I don't know, this is like BM or whatever. Okay, so again, you can hear that there is another support here. Right? You're going for the diva instead of the Moira, who you can see who is on fire. I don't know why you're shooting diva. Also, when you face tank diva like that, she does double damage because she's shooting you in the head. Alright, diva used a bad bomb. Wait, you win this game. I was like, wait, how did the other team win this game? Okay. All right, so let's think about this. Overall, what would I say? Number one, attitude adjustment. Right, you're just be humble. There's always things that you can get better at, and you will. Like don't flip out of your teammates. Right, just play your game. Right, and just try to get better. Try to get value. Number one. Number two, I feel I mean, I'd say you're like hyper aggressive in ways that I do not think are going to be effective as you climb, right? You're relying a lot on the incompetence of the opposing team to be successful, and these are not situations where I look at them and I'm like, "Oh, this feels like a good play." Like if the diva dies next to the Moira who has orb and like full healing, that's not you making a good play. That's them making a mistake. And that stuff won't typically happen as you climb. Um, yeah, so I would say that as like too aggressive and not necessarily in good situations. Number three is your ultimate usage in general. I would say is suboptimal. Both your choice of when to use it and the 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 mechanics of using primal. Number four is you play in such a way that your team kind of devotes resources into protecting you, but it's not always a good call to do so, right? For example, the first point where you're fighting the Stigma and four people, like you need to fight with your team. Like you're not aware of the timing of when to fight. I think your positioning overall is actually pretty good. I think you generally understand where you should be and where you can go safely. That I will give you definitely credit for. But I'd say everything else, including also some bad bubbles at times, everything else I think you could significantly improve. Hopefully that's helpful.